What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a version 2 of a deck that I've been really enjoying for a little while now. And I'm talking about the... you'd have to go a little bit further back on the channel, but it's my sort of rotation-proof mono red. There's still a couple of cards that aren't rotation-proof in it, which we will discuss, you know, towards the end of the video, what we can do to make it completely rotation-proof. And I'm talking, of course, about Red Moon Rising. You guys, yeah, you're gonna have to go. I'll leave a link in the description below to version 1. This is a very worthy version 2. So, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. My gosh, I've been having so much fun with this one. So basically, the new cards in the deck are, I've brought in the Roil Eruption. So stealing some tech from Boros Burn, I've actually got more direct burn spell damages, you know, spells that can go face than Boros Burn. We've got Play with Fire, we've got Roil Eruption, and Moonrager Slash. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 24... plus 8, 32, is that right? Spells that can go face for a total of that much damage. So, you know, you can, more often than not, if your opponent gets to a position where they, you know, play a Titan of Industry and you can no longer attack through, we've got plenty of reach. So those are the burn spells that we can use for the reach. But I've also changed out the, initially, because I was, you know, you guys know me, I'm so obsessed with my tribal synergies that I was trying my best to play with the Kessing Wolf Rider. But it's really quite terrible, because if you're playing the Bloodthirsty Adversary, which can recast sorceries from your graveyard, and then you need to exile 3 cards from your graveyard and pay 3 mana to make this 3/2 wolf, and there's really no other, like, synergies of things. Like if you're playing Gruul, then you can have something like the Lord of the Ulvenwald that gives your wolves and werewolves +1/+1. But in mono red, there's really no reason. And Kumano faces Kakkazan is just the better 1-drop. It's been fantastic. So I stole a few little bits and pieces from Boros Burn and just wodged them into what is still mostly a werewolf tribal deck. We've still got our Reckless Stormseeker, our Ill-Tempered Loner, which is, I'll get to in a second. This is another one of the ways that we have some additional reach with the deck. And then, of course, the most underplayed 5-drop in red right now, the Dire Strain Anarchist / Volatile Arsonist. Definitely something that people need to start looking at, especially considering that Goldspan Dragon is rotating out, and Urabrask, I think this is better than Urabrask, like significantly better than Urabrask. Then, in the previous version of the deck, I was toying with this Obsessive Astronomer, and I like squeezed in a couple copies. Now I've just gone for the full playset. The reason for this is because we want something on turn 2 that is going to start the day-night cycle, especially against certain, like, you know, player land, say, go type of decks like Azorius or Esper or whatever. You play your Astronomer on turn 2. They do nothing past the turn, it switches to night. Then you play your Reckless Stormseeker down on the night side. Of course, your werewolves are all better on nighttime. So we're really trying to get it to night as soon as possible, which is the reasoning mostly behind the Obsessive Astronomer. But it's also a nice little bit of, like, card filtering. You get to discard the stuff you don't need, and, you know, you can also discard your burn spells into the graveyard, because we can fetch them back with the adversary, and then draw that many cards. So you can potentially draw 2 new cards, very reminiscent of the second chapter on Fable of the Mirror Breaker. So actually, really cool little addition, and instead of having like a 2 of, I've got the full playset to really make sure that I get my Astronomer out on turn 2. And it's also quite nice to just play it on top of the second chapter of Kumano faces Kakkazan, because you know, just becomes a 3/3. It's a nice little blocker against Boros. They can't get to attacking straight away with their hasty guys and stuff. You can potentially block Sunrise Cavalier, which comes into play as a 3/3. And, you know, once he's done his you know, starting of the day-night cycle for you, sure, draw and discard is a nice little additional bonus, but it's really no problem to use it as a chump blocker. Then Bloodthirsty Adversary is still coming back from version 1. Even though it's mostly werewolves, there's a sneaky vampire in here. And, you know, we've got so many of these burn spells that can go face that it's just amazing. You get it in the late game, you might be able to do, you know, two times the effect and get like a Roil Eruption and a Moonrager slash and do 6 damage to face, and you'd get a 4/4 hasty vampire coming through. It's really quite amazing, this card, how it's come back. It didn't get so much play in the beginning part of its life in the format, and now it's just like everywhere, which is great. I really like it. Then, talking about the additional reach with the loner, if it is already nighttime and you get to curve out smoothly and the opponent doesn't play that much removal, you know, you play your Stormseeker and then you play your Ill-Tempered Loner will come into play as the Hullpack Avenger the next turn. It means that all the permanents you control, if they are dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. And you can really get the opponent into these weird situations where they have to block or they die anyway. And then when they do block your creatures, then all of them, you know, however big the blockers are, however much damage your creatures take during the blocking, then you get to do all of that damage anyway, whether they block or not, which is amazing. And the ability to pump just 2 mana into it at instant speed during combat, you know, if they often don't want to block it because of that, and then when they don't block it, you just dump all your mana into it and just get +2/+0 it's nothing to scoff at. You know, it becomes a 6/4, an 8/4. It's a lot of damage coming through. And then, of course, the Volatile Arsonist, you know, even if it's on the front side, it deals 1 damage to each of up to 1 target creature, 1 target player, and or up to 1 target planeswalker. I love it against things like Lolth, because, you know, that's that 1 damage is usually all you need. They play the Lolth, they get the little spiders, and then she goes down to 1 loyalty. You attack with the Arsonist, and bye-bye Lolth. And it also deals 1 damage to up to 1 target creature, so you'll kill one of the 2 spiders that Lolth makes. And then if it's on its backside and you get to play it as the Dire Strain Anarchist, then it's double that damage, and it also gets a little bit bigger, and it's got menace, so they need to block it with 2 creatures, and it's got haste. I mean, just absolutely in love with this card. So yeah, that's really it. Nothing much more else that I need to add. We, more often than not, if we can't get a nice curve out and the opponent's running heaps of removal, then we switch into the more, burn deck strategy with all of our burn spells. And of course, when it's nighttime, Moonrager slash only costs 1 mana, instant speed, 3 damage, any target. Pretty damn cool. Of course, we've got some lovely dens here in the mana base, a couple of Sokenzan Crucibles, 1 Field of Ruin, just in case. The games are pretty quick. You don't really need to end up into those situations where it's very necessary, but sometimes it comes in handy. The initial version of the deck was running this, but I found myself like having too many like weird opening hands with like 2 Field of Ruins when I really needed like a double red for my Ill-Tempered Loner or something. So I've gone down to 1 Field of Ruin, and of course I'm playing my fantastic Godzilla lands. That's the deck. Red Moon Rising V2. Is this going to be the future of mono red? Sorry, just quickly before we jump into games, one thing that I would like to add is if like you weren't so obsessed with the werewolf tribal, you could definitely consider playing the Thundering Raiju instead of the Ill-Tempered Loner. This is something that you could do to make the deck rotation proof, in which case you'd have a much heavier modified sub-theme with the Thundering Raiju and Kumano faces Kakkazan, and of course the Bloodthirsty Adversary can also come into play modified, at which point I would replace Roil Eruption with Canny's Flare, which is the card that cares about having modified creatures on the battlefield. It's a little less damage to face, but still really nice, and then would make the deck completely rotation proof. Of course, you'd have to get rid of the dens, but yeah, that's all I have left to say, I promise. Let's dive into some games. Now, as usual, at this point in my videos is when I like to do a tiny little bit of self-promotion, so if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, kindly consider doing so. Of course, liking the video and leaving a comment is really, really helpful with the algorithm, and if you'd like to join our fantastic Discord community, the link is in the description down below. All done. Hopefully, let's kick some ass. I've been doing well with it. It's upwards of 50, 55, 50, you know, bordering on 60% win rate for a you know, brand new brew. I feel like there's definitely something here. It's a pity we've got these 2 crucibles, but I do like this opening Kumano into the astronomer. So let's give this hand a try and see what happens. Looks to be some sort of life gain deck. It's been a while since I've seen anyone playing this kind of stuff. You'll probably just level up the ranger class, and then it'll switch to knight, and we can filter away one of these crucibles. Hopefully draw some more creatures, because we're a little low on those. Okay, never mind. Oh, he may still level up the ranger class with the treasure. The question is, do we block the 3/3 wolf, or do we blow it up with the Roil Eruption next turn? We blow it. Actually, I'm gonna let it go tonight, and then do a Moonrager slash for 1. We definitely need to filter away some stuff here. Draw a fresh card. Hopefully no Snakeskin Veils or Tameo safekeepings, because then it's gonna go outside of the reach of our removal. Oh, bumbly 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 boom. He's got it. Unbelievable. That's a big problem. That is a huge problem. One that I'm not entirely sure how we're going to get around. I think we've... this card, man. Whew. Of course he had it. Oh, now we have to double down on our removal. And we cast 2 spells, so it will stay daytime. Or even if we just cast the 1. It will block if you attack. He's got another one? Okay. Unbelievable, this guy. Unbelievable, this guy. With the save spells. This ranger class has been real pain in the butt. I won't be too sad to see the back end of that card, honestly. Let's just go all in and attack. He just, you know, can not block and we lose. It's a pity. Close one. A damn Luminarch aspirant. Game 1 defeat doesn't feel too good. Always hate to start a night off like that. But what can you do? You roll with the punches here in the BrewLab. You all know that. Live and we learn, and we go on to the next one. I don't feel like I did any glaring misplays though. I did it. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have attacked there. Maybe we could have survived without attacking, but it wouldn't have. It would have switched to daytime again because of the 2 spells I cast. Maybe I shouldn't have gone with the adversary. Okay, this time we're on the play. We've got a what feels like a very Boros 1-2. He's probably going to bounce it with a Fading Hope. Oh my god. Oh. How annoying is Fading Hope, man? On a scale of 1 to 10. Definitely a gold span dragon. It might even be the more new. Come on, Juari me. I know you want to. There we go. I'm gonna save that. So it looks like Simic. I think I will chuck the... Oof. Oof. Come on. No counter spells. Even if he does, we've got the backup Arsonist. Fine. Disgusting. Disgusting. He's got another Jawari. I'm gonna lose the plot. Well, at least we got the additional mana. Boom. Also, something to take note of. You can do the 2 damage if you don't want to do it to the. Okay, we got him. Unless he does the 5 life. We're dead. He's got us. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Actually, no. We got him. He has to block, and because of the Avenger, we win. Hee. It's like they can't believe that they're losing because of the, you know, the Titan is on the battlefield. But you're a goner, my friend. 7 + 7. Oh, baby. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's how it's done. That's really what I love about this deck. Like, this card is so underplayed. Like, if you can get it down at nighttime like that, even in these situations where you're like behind on board state, their creatures are bigger, you can swing in with your 2/2s into a 7/7, and you're still gonna just, you know, kick his ass. That was amazing. That was really, really amazing. Perfect kind of show of what the deck is supposed to do. Very happy with that, especially against those types of brews where he's trying to hold up counter spells. It went to night nice and early. thanks to the this little astronomer guy. Very, very nice. So 1 win, 1 loss. But who's keeping track, right? I'm having lots of fun with Monored. I used to be my nemesis back during Eldraine. I was just so sick of Monored. Freaking terrible, terrible period in Magic, that one. Really didn't enjoy myself in Standard. It was just Bone Crusher Giant. And what's the... I can never remember the name of the equipment, but with Flash. Not the best hand, but we'll keep it. See what happens. A little slow. Maybe we'll top deck some hasty boys, and we can also do a little scry action. Okay, let's keep that 4th land for our loner. Oh, okay. It's Hinata. Another deck that I'm just entirely sick of. As soon as he goes for his expressive iteration, I'm going to zap his face. Well, let's see if I can get him to use a counter spell now. Hopefully it's not a test of talents. He's got something. Do we try play one of the loners into a counter spell? I think we're better off trying to get the astronomer down. Come on. Let it go tonight. Maybe foretell something. He's leading up to a gold span or something like that. Okay, so now the priority is being held by the den. So we're gonna let it go tonight. Hopefully there's no removal here. Draw a card. I think we will cycle away one loner. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep my loners. Yes, baby. You didn't draw your Hinata, did you? Your stinky Goldspan dragon that you only have a few weeks left to play with. Cannot wait for rotation, guys. It's so soon. And we've got this like world building stream that they do these days, the last couple of sets, where they like talk about how they, you know, what they did to come up with all the new storylines for Dominaria and stuff. That's on the 16th, and then on the 18th we've got the you know, the beginning, the first big event where they're gonna give us a bunch of spoilers, and can't wait. We're well underway, and then spoiler season will begin. We'll start doing some spoiler talk episodes as usual. Can't wait to start discussing new brews and where new cards are going to fit into what deck. Oh, this is the time of the, you know, in Magic that I love the most. Like spoiler season, new fresh cards about to come, rotation on the way. Oh, it's really just my favorite. Plenty burn action. I think let's get rid of you, so you have nothing to deadly dispute. It's become my new strategy with the Shambling Gas. Just kill it. They, you know, then they might not have something to deadly dispute with, and that's great. It's probably going to be eye twitch now, though. You know, the ramp is a bit of a pain in the butt because they can get to something like a Meat Hook Massacre earlier, that sort of thing. I think black is probably our worst matchup. gonna start burning you. We need to draw some creatures. There are quite a few of them in the deck. It's been a lot of removal and not so many creatures the last couple games, but let's see. Let's see. We can squeeze out a win against what I consider to be the best color right now in Magic. Black is by far the best in my opinion. Okay. Okay, so it's actually Rakdos. Interesting. We did not need more lands there. It's probably got a Deadly Dispute. If I force him to use his mana now, then he may not be able to play anything else. We're like flooding. He's struggling a little bit. He has to pay 2 to do this thing. Draw a card. Perfect. Probably no plays coming from the opponent this time around. But we really need some creatures. So that's enough land in our deck, thank you. All these little... Fuck. Are you kidding me with this? Feels like at least once a night I have like one of these matches where it's just like all we draw is lands. Previous video as well, I think we did like 7 in a row or something. Just ridiculous, ridiculous with the Rakdos Batmobile deck. And we even were down to like, you know, less than... I don't know how we're gonna get around this. We don't have enough removal for all these little tiny wieners. We need some big boys. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, well this one's probably over. He wants me to block so he can draw another card. But I'm not gonna block. This card is just so annoying. Most overplayed piece of rubbish ever. It's just in any deck, really. Anything that plays red, it's like, why wouldn't you? It's so strong. Now he's got another 2 mana, you can do the whole thing again. Not exactly what I was looking for. I think we need to start trying to swing in with something. Even if he kills our den, it's okay. We've got so much mana. Try to get some stuff off the board. So much card draw off the Opportunist. Fantastic card draw there. Yeah, there's no way we're gonna win this one. I have a very bad feeling. I don't even know what could possibly get us to win. And he's got a Crawling Barrens. It's full on Rakdos treasures. Still one of my strongest brews from last season. With the... You just got full-on treasures and then you just play a bunch of, what's the card called? Where you just go face with a massive fireball. It's the X and 3. Oh, got it. Next. Way above our heads and drew way too many lands. Probably shouldn't have kept that opening hand. How are we doing for time? Okay, let's squeeze in a couple more. So far it's 2 wins, 2 losses. 50%. The Wild Wolf against the Lone Fox. Who's gonna win? Okay. Need lands, but otherwise good. Finally, creatures. And we can still do the 1-2 punch with the Adversary and the Kumano, which I always enjoy. Everybody always just thinks I'm playing. Oh, and there's our third land for the Stormseeker. Nice and hasty. There's definitely going to be some removal from Riveteers. There's the underdog. But the thing I love about Kumano is the underdog gets exiled. Bye-bye. Please don't come again. I got a feeling there's going to be some if he attacks, I'm going to let him. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that was coming next. Another card that I just really cannot wait to see leave the format, honestly. Let's go for it. Who cares? It's also very reminiscent of the our old friend, the okay, well, that's all your creatures gone. Thundering Raiju because of the attack trigger. I quite like it. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. And we've got our den here. We might just have him. Unless he's got a meat hook. Even with a meat hook, though, I think we got him. He's definitely trying to build up towards a Titan with the chariot and stuff, but I think we got him. Loving this deck. Having so much fun with it, guys. If I haven't convinced you by now that the Arsonist is a fantastic card, I don't know what else I have to do. I haven't been doing my job properly then. Play the Arsonist. Take it from me. It's not only really fun, but not everybody expects it. It's very underplayed. And there's a lot of cool play lines that you can do with it. Let's open another alchemy pack, because I really wanted one of those. Hopefully it's a wild card. Damn, who cares? Who cares? The alchemy play queue is back down in the pits. I've seen pictures on Instagram of people in bronze playing against people in mythic. It's like just the most failed boat of the format. Alright, final match of the night. Let's try and end on a freaking victory, which would really be fantastic. I'd prefer to end on like a upwards of 50% win rate with the deck. Yuto Ciel. Yes. Oh yes. Okay, another black player. What? Okay. Rakdos again. Hopefully there's no... Okay, cool. I was worried about... Obnixilis. Because now, once we get Kumano in, we can exile stuff. Oh, that's great, because we can play another Kumano and 2 play with fires. That means our Reckless Stormseeker will come and play with an additional +1/+1 counter. Exiled. Exiled. No death triggers for you. Down to 10. What are you going to play on top of your Kumano? Oof. Also an adversary. He'll probably swing. Nice. Does that mean we just win? I think we win. We've won. He's only got one. I mean, it could be March. The March. There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Ending on a positive win rate. Couple of really good matches. Had a lot of fun with it. Really happy with the performance. We even managed to get through, you know, Mr. Titan of Industry, Rampy guy. So all in all, just a fantastic brew that no one is playing. This particular version of Mono Red, I highly recommend you give it a whirl on the ladder, and of course, as always, let me know in the comments your thoughts. But like I did preface a little bit in the introduction, if you did want to try make this a little bit more rotation proof, or also go a little bit less heavy on the tribal synergies, just get rid of the loner, maybe throw in the Thundering Raiju, and then instead of the Roil Eruption, put in the Kami's Flare, and I think you've got yourself another very interesting deck to try and play with. But yeah, that is going to be it for tonight's gameplay footage. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you all the day after tomorrow with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.